Happy Friday. Everyone hanging in there? All right. Wow, that's really bright. It's okay. Okay. So card of the day was card of the day times 2 today. 2 cards fell out. So it was the 5 of swords and the 2. Did I have that right? 5 of swords and the 2 of cups. Now, intuitively, I felt that this is a union that's formed after these 2, which are these 2, are bullied, they've been bullied. So these 2 people here have been bullied by the bully. So they form an alliance after they catch their breath that they're either going to go back and get him or they're going to rebuild each other and help each other. So this is really important. The other meaning that came to me when these 2 fell out is that it could be a repair of a relationship that fell apart and you're able to put it back together or make amends. All right. Hey, look at how many people we have. Hi, Sharon Saib. Hi, Patricia. Hi, Lynn. Okay, so card of the day, the way of positive change, Facebook, Instagram, and Blue Sky. I also wanted to say thank you very much to Olinda Lee for sending me an item on my Amazon wish list. I'm getting a lot of flack for being on the wish list, but I have a business and I'm going to stay on there for a while. And there's a few things that I need to get from there, and I save money, actually, so for right now. But I'm protesting tomorrow, and going to Byron Donald's office. Thank you, Patricia Todd, for sending me the address. All right, and there's Joe Schmo. Our membership class, our psychic development class, is growing on Sundays. This Sunday will be the mini readings, and then we'll skip a Sunday, and then we'll do 2, because we've done 3 in a row now, and then we'll do 2 classes on the following 2 Sundays in April for psychic development. And you can unsubscribe at any time. And there's a whole video bank in there of several classes that we've already done, which have been a lot of fun. Okay, and I have readings available last week of April and the first week of May. Just go to thewayofpositivechange.com, thewayofpositivechange.com, and scroll down to book an appointment. And there's Paula. Okay, be safe while marching. I will. Thank you very much. Okay, I am behind. I was at a ball game. My good friend Sue, her son coaches Fort Myers Green Wave varsity baseball. It was a phenomenal game, but I didn't get home till after 10, so I broke all my rules, and I hardly slept. And I had to go get a new computer because this computer is going, and the camera and everything. So rather than wait until the tariffs, really take hold, I went ahead and just went and took care of that. So I'm behind on my emails. I'll get caught up. Just bear with me. All right. We have phenomenal questions to ask. Everything's phenomenal today. Lots of questions from the community board. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for posting them. I didn't get them all, but I was able to get a few really good ones. But I wanted to, of course, focus on our economy. That's why I want to go buy the computer that has a very good built-in camera before the tariffs take hold. Okay, so I did it. All right, lots of questions. Okay, stay steady. That card really tried to come out. So, ground yourself early with your spiritual work. So before I go to that rally tomorrow, I have to do my spiritual work, ground, make sure that I'm wearing my black tourmaline and my amethyst, and I've got my terminated black tourmaline and quartz together, right? Okay. All right. A study finds, okay, a while back, I did a reading on Charlie Kirk, and our guides and angels gave me the answer that he was going down, 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 down. And his association that he's in would have troubles, but it wouldn't go down as far as he personally would go down. Okay, so study finds that more Gen X men, younger males, predominantly white, are turning to programs like Charlie Kirk's Turning Point. And I just wanted to know if, as more women are going left and independent and trying to reclaim their rights for health care and the overturning of Roe v. Wade to get that fixed, I wanted to look to see if there would be less marriages, because I think men are turning more right and women are turning further left. So I want to see what happens to the traditional marriage rate. What happens to the, and I'm going to go, I went to go get cupcakes for my daughter-in-law's birthday, and I didn't ask her this question, but I'm going to go back in there because there's a cookie I want. It happens to be not too far from where the protest is tomorrow. So I think I'll reward myself with a cookie, but I wanted to ask her, because she makes a lot of the, big celebratory wedding cakes. So I'm going to ask her if the numbers have started to go down. And then I'm going to check back in with her in a few months. There could be several factors, but I want to know if men are getting more domineering and wanting women to be subservient, and women are striking out being more independent. Will the marriage rates in the U.S. go down? It's a good question to focus on while we get more people in the room. If you're new here, please subscribe and help a girl out. Thank you. Yeah, listen, women want to be independent. They want to have a positive self-image. They want to be the star of their own lives. They want to be free. They want to be free with their sexuality. They want to be free from encumbrances and being tied up to the devil. And not that males are devil. They're not. Maybe some of Charlie Kirk's, initiates are. But this is on the side. They don't want to be chained up. They want to be free. I mean, this is a very clear picture. The star card versus the devil on its side. They're not looking for it. And they're not going to place those chains around their neck. Yeah, they've seen that this didn't work, and women sacrificed their individuality. They're changing their perception. Already in the past, there have been more arguments about this, or more agitated feelings about this. And women are not wanting the distraction, so they want to focus on their career as well. Okay, there's still promise of being together with a partner. I just don't think that they're going to enter into the marriage part as much. Okay, they want to have families. There are many traditional people that want the traditional family that will still do that. Change. And then there's a lot of anxiety, uncertainty about, what's coming in the future. If I agree to this marriage and he changes more, will he change? Will I change? What happens? So I believe this means that if there's that much anxiousness about it, that it will make a difference. And they are very concerned. Thank you, Catherine. That's very kind of you. I do believe that it'll make a difference. They want to make money. They want to have the stability of the family, so all of the burden of making the money, and family and everything else is not completely on them. But I think that there's concern here, and they don't want to be chained. So course, men in our youthful age group and our children are not that way. But these new Gen X, hey, Kevin. Hey, Linda Lee, I just said thank you. All right. Okay. So is Charlie Kirk still going down? As the Trump administration suffers more problems, then they see their 401ks going down, or their investments, or having a hard time purchasing things, will they turn away from Turning Point and Charlie Kirk? So let's just take a look. Thank you, Rose. Her dad's been in the hospital. Apparently he gets to go home. That's awesome. Okay. So I do think that I think young men will be on the move. I think they'll be looking for new jobs and new opportunity and new love, and they want stability, but they don't feel like they're getting it. They feel like their emotions are worked up, and there's changes of places with changes of work, and that the coins aren't coming in as much. They have desires and goals. Yeah, it's just the Gen X, the Christian nationalists that I'm talking about here. The movement. We're going to ask about Kamala too. Okay, so Charlie Kirk will be put in the penalty box. I call it timeout. My brother named it the penalty box. So he's still trying to influence them, and then he will need to be saying prayers, and he has this time out. He has to take time out. I think it's because there may even be this big money trail that gets involved here that could be upsetting. So let's just take a look at Turning Point. Thank you, Kevin. Let's take a look at Turning Point. The Christian Nationalist. I hate putting the word Christian in front of there, because if you read Gen X, Gen Z, the younger group. Okay, let's see. Gen X, Gen Z. There are more men turning that way. Okay. So then what happens to Turning Point? What happens to Turning Point? Charlie Kirk is a very, very famous right-wing Christian nationalist podcaster, and who does speeches, and it belongs to Turning Point with Christian Broadcasting Network, where they do some shows on there. But far right, he's very big. So Gavin Newsom's son likes him. Don Jr., they're all fascinated with him. Okay, so they will be judged as things go from abundant to constricted or constrained. They were bringing in the money here. There was happiness there, and then they're judged. People start seeing with both of their eyes. Thank you, Linda J. And then there's people will sacrifice their relationship with the program, possibly. or get out or delay or change their mind when things change, and then they act out on their own and say, let's make our own movement to try to, and then they call for protests. And yeah, so Turning Point has a turning point, and it goes downward. So Kirk goes into repose, retreat, rest, and Turning Point points downward. Okay? So that's a very good thing. All right. Now, Amy D asked TikTok. Trump says, oh, he'd consider, he's not really going to consider Amazon, but he is going to consider the guy from Shark Tank, Mr. Wonderful, Kevin O'Leary, and a couple of other billionaire people, but I'm not even so sure. China's mad. Xi's mad, you know, and Trump then saying, well, they didn't play it right. China didn't play it right. They got scared and they didn't play it right. Like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? What world is he in? I just don't even know where he is. So will China even allow someone from the US to, you know, if I was Xi, I'd pull the plug. Sorry. I would just do it. I'd pull it. You can't have TikTok or ByteDance or ByteChance or whatever it is. And then you can't, you know, you want to do this to us, then you can't watch our show that all of your citizens love so much. I would do it. Will China even let a U.S. investor purchase TikTok? Will they even allow it to happen? They're going to charge them 34% more. I think, isn't China up to 54 now with the additional 34? It's your birthday. Isn't the time up? Isn't the TikTok timeline up this weekend? Thank you, Square Peg. I wrote down your question. This is a power trip. And I think he's going to give him trouble over it. He's going to say, I want what I want, and I can have it. This is my wish, and I want what I want. I think his demands will be very strong. I'm sorry about the lighting in my camera, you guys. Hopefully I'll be up and running with the new one on Tuesday. Anyway, I just don't think that, I don't think Xi and Trump are going to agree, or the people that own ByteDance, or I just don't think there's an agreement now. I think there's bad blood here. So maybe at first, maybe he teases them. Maybe think, oh, maybe you can have it. Oh, maybe you can't by the end of the day, or something like that. This is, and Trump will be like, well, you said we could do this. And it's like, well, betrayal. It's like, whatever, dude. Okay, thanks, Kevin. Thank you very much. Thank you, Anne. Okay, I can ask that, Anne. I will for you. Okay, for the Pacific Northwest coast earthquake. Okay. Boy, they have been picking up several more earthquakes in and around Honduras and Costa Rica and the Caymans, all in that circle down there. All right, so I'll just add that in, Anne. You don't have to pay to play here, though, but I will add it in. Okay. will there be an earthquake or tsunami earthquake for the Pacific Northwest coast in the next 3 months? Okay, so the death card started to come out there, so something's going to change in that area, but let's see. Will there be a big disruption by an earthquake? Next 3 months, Pacific Northwest coast. Well, I would say that this would be a number on the scale, but it doesn't, the moon card is on its side. This 2 of aces means a change of places. I think the Pacific Northwest is okay. There may be something there, but I think they're okay. I'm more concerned about 2026. And we can ask that. Joe Schmo, just curious, I can. All right. Several people asked, Kamala spoke at the Leading Women Summit. Will she be speaking publicly more often? Is she reemerging? Will Kamala now begin speaking? I loved seeing her laugh because I know this almost killed her. Because of that dream I had. I know it almost killed her. Thank you, Joe Schmo. Yeah, she was just, it wasn't fair. Someone bullied her and took advantage of her and cheated her and us. Okay. I think she's concerned about Doug. I know his law firm where he practices was targeted by the Orange Menace. She doesn't want your pity. She will come out more forcefully now. In a legal sense, you'll see her bringing up more legal points. I think she's going to focus on justice and the law. And she's getting her mojo back. She's getting her power back. Initiative. Ideas, initiative, sparks of ideas, ingenious ideas. She is the wounded warrior, but she is standing here. She's still standing. She's going to fight. She is going to fight. So this is our outcome card. This is what we want her to do and think she should do. She pulls away a little bit, but she's going to think about things legally now. She's going to focus on legal matters. And you may see her speak softly, but she will be carrying a big stick. I hope it's one of those new bats they've been using in baseball. What are those, a torpedo bat or something like that? This new torpedo-shaped bat. They're hitting home runs. Okay. All right. She's getting it together, but she's going to fight. She is going to fight. She will disassociate from some things. You might not see her with walls as much, but she will fight. She's going to fight. Okay. We're going to ask about the protests. All right, so here we are. Okay, I'll ask if they'll be safe too. All right, so C. Kane asks, will the hands-off protest, ours begins at 10 a.m., which is good because it's going to be hotter than 4 hells. So I'm going to have to wear sun protection and get out there first thing. I have readings tomorrow because I didn't know this was going to happen, but I can stay there for 2 hours. Okay. All right, I'm sure I'll run into somebody that I know. Okay. Another blue dot. Maybe there'll be several blue dots. We'll make a blue blob. All right. Will the hands-off protests, see Kane asks, will the hands-off protests on April 5th, tomorrow, have an effect on 45's administration, on Trump's administration? That is a yes. Okay. And the women who want their rights to health care back will be there. The hands off my body, too. I know you're supposed to focus on what they want you to focus on and getting rid of the administration. But, you can carry a sign. Okay. Will they have an effect on 45's administration? Some of you are saying, don't say his name. You guys. Okay. I was able to say some of the prayers. So I said a big prayer. So we got that taken in the right direction. All right. So there'll be a lot of wobbling. Some places will have more people. Some places will have less people. This justice, it's like help open people's eyes. So it will affect the administration by opening eyes on how many people feel this way. I don't think that they'll try to skirt around it and won't want to talk about it. Of course, not on the noise. Okay, so it's a combination. It's a lot of white men. So we'll say Gen Z and Gen X. Okay, guys. Thank you for the correction. Okay. I do think it will make an impression. And I think there will be more funding raised for this. I think we'll get their voices out, and I think that there will be people will film it, and it'll get around the world. So I do feel that it will raise awareness, and more people will speak. There will be a very prolific speaker at one of the meetings in particular, but it'll be very good for fundraising and control. So we're getting control. Okay, this is good. We need more money. There was not enough funding, but we'll get there. All right, but let's see if it's safe. I didn't get the policeman, so that's usually the chariot. Will the protest be predominantly safe for us, for any who attends? At the hands-off protest tomorrow, will they be mostly safe? There will be people popping up that will be challenging the protesters, barking. There'll be carnival barkers, circus barkers, and it could cause somebody to lose their cool. Somebody could cause a problem in the crowd. There will be fundraising that comes of this. There's the policeman. I think they're mostly safe. I do see a problem with someone popping up and getting in the way of of one of the protests here, but mostly I think it's safe. Okay, great question. Okay. Oh, Kevin got the tower on the same reading as well. They're definitely, when you get the tower and the magician, somebody's popping up where they don't belong. You know, somebody makes a surprise entrance. Okay, now, C. Kane also asked an investigation by the Pentagon into Pete Hedgehog, Pete Hegseth, for the Signalgate and the Gmail stuff. Does this end his career? I added that part. So what happens to Pete Hegseth in this investigation by the Pentagon? How much does the Department of Justice have control over the Pentagon? But Pam Bondi is going into quicksand land. Pam Bondi and Christy Noem go into quicksand. And we read on them again yesterday on Denise's channel. We did a video together on her channel, Denise Night Divination. Okay, he has change coming. There can be some very positive change coming. I love that name, Positive Change. It's kind of catchy to me. There will be some positive change. There will be something good that comes out of this investigation from the Pentagon. They'll uncover something. And he's nervous already. So what happens to Pete Hegseth's career? What happens because of this? Yeah, he's immature. He's not even a knight. He's a page. He has to wait and see what they come up with. And there are connections and talks of, in places and other parts of the world that and he snuck something too. He did a little dippity-doo dance here. Dodge around the Artful Dodger. Dippity-doo? Oh my God. Oh my God, that was a moment of flashbacks right there. Listen, there's a leak, they uncover stuff, they'll find more conversations, there's spying, there's voyeurism, there's God only knows what this jerk has been up to. Here's the wheel again, and then there will be a legal call, and then he is not balanced. Okay, and this has to do specifically with Russia. And so that's what's going to come out. So, all right, so that's what they wanted to let me know now, but what does that do to his career? And there were two other people speaking with him about, in regards to Russia, Ukraine, and how to help Russia. So what does it do to Hegseth's career? Does his career end over this? Six months. It goes into a tailspin of delays. Someone's coming after him. There's a meeting. He will be called to a meeting. He will try to give testimony with false information on top of this hangman, and over here with the fool. He'll be in defense. He'll be Hegseth defense, ungrounded. Who he partnered with. He gets stuck. He's going to be threatened with possible time. And then he's cut. He's cut. I don't know how long this is going to take. Does it take 9 weeks? 8 weeks? But he's going to get cut. Lady Justice is coming for him. So that's good. All right. That's one of the best things I've heard all day. All right, 1,000 people in the house, you guys. Thank you so much for hitting the like button and subscribing. I am so grateful. All right, now, Roxanne asked a very good question about Russia taking over certain properties, and then Xi taking over Taiwan and certain properties, and Trump taking over Greenland and Canada. So I just want to know, I have a feeling that Trump's going to go for Greenland. I don't have a good feeling about it. Will he be successful in acquiring Greenland. I'm not seeing troops on the ground. It could happen, but will Trump be successful in acquiring Greenland for the United States? Can he do it before he gets into major, major trouble? Can you believe he's out golfing? He didn't go, how many tornadoes have we had and still today? And possible flooding in the Midwest, in Tennessee and Mississippi and Arkansas, all the way up through southern Illinois and Indiana and Ohio and the Ohio Valley, all over in Kentucky. And he doesn't even say anything about it. Nothing, not a zip. Okay, well, he's not getting it right away here. He's really going to meet some opposition with this. He's going to try. He's going to try. He just keeps telling them how much we can do for them. There will be things offered. There will be propositions to draw them close. Listen, I think that he's going to be able to get them closer to a deal. I don't know how this is going to happen. I just really had this feeling, and I pray that they stand strong, and I pray that Denmark stands strong, but I have to tell you the truth of what I'm feeling, and this looks like the land deal. So there's opposition here, but a little bit further down the road, maybe right before he gets the rug pulled out from underneath him, he will try to put that into place. He has momentum here, not here, but over here he does. So we need to pray for them. God. All right, JC, you want to know about FEMA? We have to have FEMA. We have to have FEMA. Kentucky is going to need FEMA again. Man, God bless that governor. He's such a cutie patootie, too. He's smart and cute. That's a double whammy. Okay. Andy Brashar. Okay. FEMA. Is FEMA still standing? Is the Department of FEMA still standing? How's the weather, Lisa? I'll ask that, Patricia. The organization itself has been upended and met with, lines have been drawn, cuts have been made. There's things that have gone on in the Department of FEMA that we're not even privy to. We don't even know the whole story of it. It's really bad. Okay, but there's going to be hope for the future. And that is good, because there's going to be one man in particular that's going to try to educate us. And try to push what is right and what is wrong. He gets it started again. This is definitely along the lines of anything that has to do with water, so the flooding or the dams that break. It's too much for the department to handle. They've made it so bad that it's not balanced, and it's a fraction of what it was. But they're going to try to rebuild it. People will try to breathe oxygen into it. There's hope for it for the future here, especially with water emergence. But man, those tornadoes were really, really terrible. I mean, they took solid structures, brick structures, and it was devastating. It was really hard to look at. Any prayers. But this is inundated with too much work. I mean, there's just too much going on, and it's going on in every different direction. So it's very, very difficult. But there will be, and I think it's going to be really more of the youth in direct first services, like paramedics, and I think there's going to be a movement from the youth, what Gen Z, or that they're going to be able to put it back together and make their own militias. I mean, Pine Island has their own militia, in a good way. There'll be small groups, that will help. Okay. Patricia wanted to know if NATO will stand with Denmark and help protect Denmark. Tornado by your house. Stay safe, Lisa. I'd heard earlier this morning that it was still going to be very difficult weather for the next couple of days. Denmark, NATO's hands may be tied a little bit. They'll try to help them. Wow, look at that. Six of Swords. They're trying to help them, but something's too big of a load. Thank you, JC. Trying to blend it together to keep it solvent, to keep it okay. Boy, there's talk going in every different direction. This is going to become very convoluted because whoever's running Denmark wants something. There's something they can be tempted with to let Greenland go, whatever that is. It's very convoluted. They will try to give them assistance and help them, and yet there's only so much they can do. And then everyone's all up in arms and uncertain of things, and then it just sort of stands still for a little bit. So this is going to be really something to watch because it grabs momentum. I don't know what's for sale. I can't even. There is momentum there. Okay, and I'm still floundering on blue sky. And it's way positive change. So get rid of the and the of. It's way positive change at blue sky. If you find me, please click following and let me know you're there. They haven't increased my word amount yet, my character amount yet. It's not as of this morning, but I'm behind on everything because I stayed out so late. And then I had to go get that laptop. I had a lot of duties today. I had double duties. Oh God, speaking of duty, Kamala, she's just like, I know she wants it, but she doesn't want it after he's messed it up so bad. Okay, Netanyahu visits Hungary's Victor Orban, and Orban wants to withdraw from being in the ICC because they had a warrant out for Netanyahu. Netanyahu goes to Hungary. Trump talks about Orban. I mean, give me a break. Just give me a break. Is it the end of Netanyahu soon? The end of Netanyahu soon. We're going to get into all of our money questions in just a minute. Thank you, Azalea. Okay. He will meet with opposition. There are people getting together right now that are saying, okay, he's not helping with their hostages. He'd rather go over and get with Orban. Okay, there's a female that will be the end of him. There's a female that will unseat him or turn this all over or be a combatant, and she will raise a lot of money, and they don't want him. And he's getting squirrelier and squirrelier. They're going to take him. He's going down. He will be unseated. I thought earlier it was going to be a male. It could still be a male, but there's a female that's going to wedge her way in there and get him out. It always takes a good, grounded female. Okay. Dr. Oz confirmed for the health insurance for millions of Americans with Medicare and Medicaid services. How will he do? Good grief. How will Dr. Oz do being in charge? Medicare and Medicaid services. And they gut Medicaid to, how will he do? He has no clue what he's doing. He has no clue whatsoever. No clue. And he has devious thoughts. And all he cares about is the money. And he's going to cut something that affects children. It isn't going to be good. I can't even believe this. I just can't even believe it. He is unbalanced. He's all over the place. Then maybe he'll stick up for families. No, he's still, wow, he is so filled with deceptive practices and thoughts. He's awful. He's really, really awful. He actually makes it look like, oh, I'm going to do this work for you. I'm doing all this work for you, but it's really not for you. And then he defends his actions. And what he puts up is a gamble. And he dribbles out. He doles out the money. He doles out the services. He may be able to pull a small rabbit out of his hat up here. Oh, he's awful. He is so awful. Wow. Moon and Seven of Swords. Sneaky Oz. Okay. The value of the dollar dropped today. Does the value of the dollar continue to go down, or will it go back up? Going to get into the financial questions now. Big financial questions. And then I've got Square Peg's question here. And a Laura Loomer question. All right, let's take a look. The value of the dollar dropped yesterday. Does the value of the dollar continue to go down, or will it come back up? Future of the dollar. Was doing good, changed, wobbled. Russia interferes with it, always has. Now it's still okay, but it's standing still here. All right, victory after adversity. It will be able to move forward. People can breathe oxygen into it, revive it. It's less than it was before, though. And it's less than it was before around the world and how the world views it as well. We have hope for it for the future, but it really takes a blow here. It really, really does take a blow. A lot of swords, 6 and 8. Okay. And you know, and the ace here. So we can see that this is going to happen. People will be uncertain. You know, they won't want to invest in it. So I think there's victory after adversity here. So that gives me some hope and it can move forward, but I think it takes a hit. And then that leads me to the next question. Will more people begin to use cryptocurrency like Bitcoin? Will more people begin to use? Did you see that I Eat Paste came out with a new, he said stable coin yesterday, Eric? I Eat Paste. That's what Becca and Jen Lynn and Johnny call him. Will more people begin to use cryptocurrency like Bitcoin? Okay. Oh, it went up a little bit today, but the market dropped really bad. But that's good. It's going to take a hit. There's a lot of swords there. It's going to struggle. But we have victory after adversity. More people use Bitcoin. Big rise there. A lot of manipulations with that. Gambling. It is a gamble. People will begin to use it more. God, even the church will allow you to deposit Bitcoin into their coffers. I think there's more schemes and scams here. I think that more people will begin to use it, but I don't think that they know what they're getting themselves into. This is riddled with unseen things, unseen energy. Where does that go? What does that mean? What secrets is she keeping here? Okay, that we can't see. And then there are ethics with that too. And the government will have something to say for that. But I do believe that more people will push that. I really do. And I think a lot of tricky people in the House and Senate will push it as well. But it's faulty. It's riddled with secrets. Okay. I don't think it's good. Okay. Square peg. Why is the Department of Energy handing over control of our entire stock of energy oil reserves for the U.S. and also, to a private company in Colorado called Strategic Storage Partners? And it involves Chris Wright, who is not only the Secretary of Energy for the U.S., but also the CEO of a company called Liberty Energy. We are paying them with a $1.4 billion contract for their involvement. Why? Because it's a grift. Because that's the deal. And then there'll be a kickback from that. All right, I'll give you this, and then you give so much back to me. I'll give this to your company, then you give so much back to me. That's what I felt right away. But why is it happening? Department of Energy handing over control of our entire store of energy oil reserves. Private company in Colorado called Strategic Storage Partners involves Chris Wright, CEO, company called Liberty Energy. Liberty. I don't know, Robin, if he's invested in that company, but he's certainly going to get a kickback. He doesn't just hand people money. You have to pay him to hand you money. Right? Which hand? Then he slaps them and asks for more, right? Okay. Yeah, this is all about hidden money, hidden reserves, hidden money. And the people with the most amount of the money and reserves just don't want you to know where it's going or what's happening or who's getting paid. They don't. They're having a big old party over this. There's a big gift. And they want mum's the word. Big party. Three. It isn't just this Chris Wright. There's 3 people involved in this, 3 top people. We don't want you to know what we're doing. This will be found out, and I think there's a good, and maybe in 3 months, this may come to an end. That's my, August is a turning point. That doesn't have anything to do with Charlie Kirk. August is a turning point for this, and it'll be done by November. This other people get involved with this, and it gets turned around. They find out to it, they're onto it, but that's what it is. I'll give you money, but then you pay me to give you the money. Okay. Gemini Deb asks, how long will Laura Loomer be in the news and telling Trump what to do? What's her future? Laura Loomer. What's her future? She's so confused. She didn't even have the right facts when she walked in there. Oh my gosh, some of the same cards. A lot of the same cards. She gets money for saying the things that she says. Okay, she will be completely cut out. She will not be able to come in. She'll be like Musk's ex. Notice that he's not in the Oval Office anymore. He's not anywhere around Trump. Did you notice that? Yeah, he betrays her. He's going to say something that just beats her down to peanut size, knocks her down to peanut size. And he'll say, oh, yeah, you're great. And then just like, time out. Oh. And then she'll go with, she's going to appear on Steve Bannon's show. She'll be with him. Okay. Evelyn asks, is this the beginning? Then we're going to ask more economy questions. Is this the beginning of the end for Trump and his administration? Yes, it is. Oh, there goes my neighbor. She's out walking. Glad she's out. Okay. Evelyn asks, is this the beginning of the end for Trump and his administration? Is this the beginning of the end of his administration, Trump's administration? Stevie, 3 shirts, 3 pens, 3 shirts, 3 pens, 3 depends. I don't know. I'm just so shocked that Trump why am I shocked? Nobody, Susie Wiles can't get him to say anything about the tornado victims. All of the people recently that have been hit by the tornadoes, nothing. And he goes to play golf. Okay. I believe that there are so many people talking behind Trump's back that they're really skewering him. And I think that his image goes down. I think he face plants. And the legal challenges are going to continue to mount and not in his favor. And he thinks he's just going to continue right on going. And this Excalibur sword is sitting right here. And then he's rendered a bit feckless. That makes me think that, we already have Collins, Murkowski, Rand Paul, and McConnell joining in on Tim Kaine's bill. And then Senator Chuck Grassley, Mr. Red of Iowa, is coming up with the bill saying, we will monitor your tariffs and we need notice 48 hours before you do anything. And we will have the say so. So I think he gets skewered here. I think that he just has no idea what he's done. He will be judged in the public eye. Thank you, Dolores. That's very sweet of you. He will argue. He will lose it. This eclipse hit him so hard. And then he'll try to make false promises. He really thinks that this gives him the bargaining power. But when we looked at the card of the day for the 5 of Swords and the 2 of Cups, people will just start partnering together without him. They won't want anything to do with us. They don't blame us, of course. They do not blame us. They blame him and his administration. And for the people they think, remember, they don't know what happened like we do. So, and he loses. He loses. His plans go down. His cups spill. He is not having a party. And his association with Putin starts to tank too. It is too much. And yes, it's the beginning of the end. They're going off the cliff for entertainment purposes only. It's too much, too big of a load. They bit off more than they can chew, shot himself in both feet and an ear, and now it's too much for any person to. It's overload. 10 of swords, 10 of wands. Can't do it. Talk about things being in complete and utter imbalance and not balanced legally. So I don't think there's any way he can get out of that. Then he's going to have, it will be him trying to get people to listen to him, to give deals. He will acquiesce. He will be the hoe. And they'll say, no to the hoe. No more hoe. Ho no. All right. The U.S. general economy for all of us. For all of us, our general economy. Did you see that iPhones that normally cost $1,000 with the current tariffs, because they're completely manufactured in China, will be like $3,500 for a phone? Did you see that? The U.S. economy. Well, let's look at next week. The U.S. Oh, I'm going over, you guys. I'm so sorry. Okay, the U.S. economy next week. The U.S. economy next week. We will not feel empowered. All the markets around the world are watching. They see us as fools. Some people will leave the market. Some people will sell before it dips down further. Some people sold today. All right, there's going to be an attorney involved here. An independent businesswoman in the United States filed the first lawsuit against Trump. She employs 9 women. You know, we're going to be okay. By the end of next week, there will be some good news. I think lawmakers are going to get together and propose another bill that helps procure our safety for the things that we like to have, that we need to have. So I'm feeling optimistic about this. I feel that there will be more laws, more bills. Yesterday we read on Spike Mike, Elf on the Shelf. It looks like they're going to take him out. They're going to take him out. They're going to do a vote of no confidence and take him out. So he kept getting the 6 of Swords. He's going away. He will not be able to continue as speaker. So there's going to be standing up here. There's going to be people coming together, and they're going to protect our wants and our needs, and more swords. There's a little arrogance here, but okay. So let's see if John Thune will join with other Senate Republicans to help protect us. Will John Thune do anything to help dismantle the tariffs or help our economy? Will John Thune, Senate Minority Leader, do anything to help stabilize our economy and dismantle these tariffs? John Thune be an integral part of this. He's been silent. Oh, big money talks. Big old money talks, and they have his ear. He probably got dragged by his ear into the quarters, into the chambers, because they have something to say to him. The elders that have saved their money, that have invested in the stock market and corporations, and that hold the, oh boy. That's his challenge, is to get control of this. But they pulled him in by his ear. He was stupid. Look at, he's seen as a fool. All right, there's a little action here to help protect the coins, a little bit of action. Okay, he will speak. He's going to say something where he's in the limelight, but he has to change his perception. He's still... All right, now he's facing a different direction. Will he swallow with ego? He's going to do it. He's going to do it. Okay. He's not quite there yet on a scale from 0 to 10. He's at 7. He's not quite there yet. He's got to eat his Wheaties and match his shoes. You know, he can't run out of the house with mismatched shoes. Okay. Have you ever noticed that, you guys? Have you ever looked at the shoes in the seven of wands? Okay. Yeah, he is going to do it. He is going to be the star. He will speak, and he's going to try to somehow maneuver and get control of this. He doesn't have it right now, but he's going to try. And there's people here. There's moneyed companies and billionaires that are telling him, we're behind you. Please, we'll help you. It's not what I was looking for, but okay. Now let's look at our general economy, the economy for you and I for the next 6 months. U.S. economy general for the next 6 months. I'm sorry I went over, you guys. Just a few more questions. It's big. There's so much going on. And remember, the astrology is really wonky today. No knee-jerk reactions. Don't get cray. Don't be cray tomorrow. Don't be around cray. If you got to be around cray, zip it and get out of there. All right, next 6 months. Okay, we're all right. False promises still. We have to be careful. This is after a loss. Russia will not be able to interfere. This is good. After that becomes too heavy, formidable force starts to take us down there. All right, there's the star in the same place as it was with Thune. All right, I'm the hangman, and he's working on it. Okay, these are the same cards. You saw me shuffle. There it is. Okay, I feel confident that John Thune, Senate Majority Leader, took over McConnell's place. He's going to have an integral role. This is good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. Okay. What's that purple puppet? Jeff. Oh, I can't think of the name of that. All right. Yes. Thank you, Jeff Dunham. Peanut. As good as good as good. Okay. Thank you. I missed that. I need to watch that. I love that. Okay. All right. Stock market next week. What happens in the stock market next week? Good for you, Kathleen. I'm going tomorrow too. Okay, stock market next week. Oh boy, a lot of emotions, a lot of light being shed. There will be some deals made, but then, there's a lot of prostitution going on. Laws are over to the side. A lot of action, a lot of friction. Oh my gosh, okay, things move fast and people are afeared. And then there's opposing forces like, oh my God, make this ride stop. I want to get off. Okay, then people form alliances, just like Japan, South Korea, China. Japan, that's like unheard of. Alliances are formed. Our market, we're bruised. The market's not good next week. It's still standing, but there's so many fast reactions and so much anxiety about this. But cups take longer than swords and wands. So let's look at the 6-month picture. I want to look to see if there's going to be a delay with Social Security payments. And then I'll ask for a reading for you and I. Whoops, what did I do here? All right. Stock market next 6 months. Will it come back? Will it rebound? Will it come back? Stock market next 6 months. I had a little bit in there before, a while back, and now I have a little bit in there now, but my brother helped me with it. He gave me a nice little Christmas present. Okay. All right, that looks better. It's I'm so fat, John Travolta, I can eat whatever I want and I can have an immediate gratification. It's my birthday card. Doesn't that look like fat John Travolta? They were playing that song at the ball game last night that I went to. When that dance in Pulp Fiction, when he and Uma Thurman were dancing. Okay. Thought it was funny. All right, this looks better. Tumultuous. More stability. It did damage, though, that we can't see. Okay, the money people, the craft families, the wealth, and then some people just won't want to be in it anymore, and they're not satisfied with it. So there's still marks on 401ks. There's still problems here, but it starts to. This in this line of 3 is good here, and it's getting some energy. It's getting some energy, but there's a lot of people just don't want to do business with it. So it doesn't go. I think we get some help, but it's not where we want it, right? All right. Will there be a delay? Will there be a delay with Social Security payments? They've dismantled it. They've done so much damage to it. I don't think they're going to miss a payment. I just think there might be a little bit of a delay of a payment. The High Priestess came out there. So I think they're going to cause, Musk Mellon might try to cause a delay because he's not popular. We've seen all along that it's the popularity that he wants. He doesn't have the it factor. He could never make it on American Idol. He couldn't make it on America's Got Talent. Simon would just tell him, look, you don't have it. Not with a cheese head, not with a bare belly. Not happening. Thank you, Evelyn. Okay, yep, there's a little bit of an issuance problem here. It's always been okay for 90 years. This is controlled by someone that is unhappy, like a petulant child that wants to wound others. Didn't get things his way. He didn't win in Wisconsin. I think Tuesday, when you post on the community page, remind me to ask about the Doge, about big balls and all of them. Sour balls, mothballs. They are going to try to delay a payment. Now, I don't think it's just meant to be mean. I don't think it's missed. I think there may be a small delay, okay? but I don't want anyone to worry. You'll be all right. Okay. Okay. Will everybody get their Social Security checks and be okay? Okay, you don't have to remind me. I'm just, if you could, it's hard to remember everything and get it all written down and written out. And you're trying to fend for yourself just like you guys. Listen, it's going to be okay. You guys, any of you that are on SSI or just regular Social Security, or you're going to be fine. So they're just going to, because they don't feel liked, because their egos are wounded and they're petulant child, and they're the ones that feel entitled. They'll try to mess with our emotions, but everything will be all right. Don't worry. I promise. They'll try to cause confusion, but the sun and the star, we're good. And the 10 of cups, we're good. Don't worry. They're fools. They're stupid. They're sneaky. Okay. And there will be an issue with Medicare too, because Oz's cards were there. Moon and 7 of Swords. You have to look to see where they reappear. All right. Here we go. Last one. I'm so sorry. I went over. I'm going to have a big steak salad, you guys. I haven't eaten anything all day. I've been running all day. Okay. All right, guides and angels, what do you want us to know? What do you want us to know for this weekend? Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. What do you want us to know for this weekend? What's the most important thing you would like to convey to us? Okay. Egos will be surrendered. There's a delay until we get to the truth of everything. You know, there's just sort of suspended. Okay. And then there will be notifications sent out. Then there will be big fights. Don't lose your temper. Stay out of your ego. Surrender your ego in any volatile situation. And any tower energy, do not react. No knee-jerk reactions. Zipit.com. Loose lips sink ships. Don't worry. Don't worry about our economy, because a lot of the people that own the big corporate, they don't want this to happen. They want us to be able to purchase their products. They don't want this to happen. And we saw that many of them would get together and go after Trump and Muscatina. Okay, there's meetings going on and protests going on. Have fun. Have fun. Okay? We're going to hear of some big fights. There's going to be some big fights, big disruptions, big blowups. So someone's going to lose it at Mar-a-Lago. You know, someone's going to act out. People are going to just appear. You know, they're just going to appear, and there's going to be problems. And some people aren't going to be able to continue with their activities. Someone gets sick. Someone goes down. That's Charlie Kirk's card. And there could be some little pedo problems, some philia problems. Pedo, Spike Mike, some other stuff going on there. Secrets are coming out. It's bombshells, and it's going to put people out of commission. There could be an explosion somewhere too. So do your protest, but this might, go have fun tonight. Just stay out of problems. But it might be a good weekend after you do your protest to read or reboot, spiritual reboot, go to some unity programs, anything spiritual, listen to your best spiritual teacher, listen to some old stuff of Wayne Dyer's or any of the spiritual leaders, Jay Shetty, or, you know, any of the Joe Dispenza, Dr. Joe Dispenza, any of the Sonia Choquette. So, yeah, tune in spiritually. Got to go to the spiritual realm, the spiritual masters, the gurus. We need a good guru. We got gurus. All right. All right, so that's what it is. Normally I tell you to just go play all weekend, but they're saying let's go spiritual. Go spiritual. And that 6-pointed star is in the Hermit's lamp. Okay. It's a big deal. Lots of news is going to come out. All right, you guys, much love to you. Boy, did I go over. I'm in so much trouble. Okay. Take care. I'll see you soon. Go spiritual. Go out to eat. Go have fun. There's going to be some pop-up people that cause problems, but let's go spiritual this weekend. Okay. Bye. Thank you so much. Thank you, Square Peg. Thank you, Sharon Sipe. Thank you for the super chat.